Hello and welcome to Tales of Aether, which endure. Previously on our session, the party have spent a lot of time, too much time at the house of Melty doing mindless work. But eventually were gathered in an opportune place as the Red Order was mounting an attack on the compound, during which the party have attempted to assassinate Miltiades. He didn't quite succeed, because he's a coward, and have escaped onto the Fable and out of the compound, whereupon they met with the leader of the Red Order fleet, and have liberated their own ship from Miltiades soldiers, while the compound itself was seemingly liberated by the Red Order. Liberated being a very liberal word to use here. Anyway, we ended up with you all being locked at the breach, and leader of the strike force, one who had named himself Baron Akentoe, Bonakoe, has standing outside of the door, asking permission to be allowed onto the breach. So let's go over here quickly.
Yeah, didn't we let him in already? And then he said, if it isn't my favorite Ruber family member."
That's not quite what he said. What he said was, now where is my second favorite human, Honorello? Oh my lord. Do you require medical assistance? You look like you require medical assistance.
Wait, let me get into character. I definitely do. Though I am lucky enough to have Winnow by my side. I'm able to see, sort of like bats can see, so that's for now. Sorry to be in such a condition, Baron.
No apologies needed. You have performed an act of great bravery and resistance in the face of danger. I am just sorry I did not arrive earlier. Well, I feel it would be rude of me to impose myself further, but I have business to attend. And glances through the window at the looming station with some fires coming from it. If you require more medical equipment, my troop transports are at your service. We have the best facilities possible.
If I may, sir, you're not the only one who still has business over there. A friend of ours fell over there, a crew member, executed by the elf that runs the place, basically. And I'd like to be there, if he isn't dead already, for Miltiades himself.
Very well. I request to give us a little bit of time to secure the place while you take care of your ship, and we can see about attending to your about the holes in your hull. They kinda work like that.
Of course. Thank you very much.
That pleasure is mine. Right? He like looks at all of you, exits, and you can like see a black shadow sound of like bat wings, and your ship is well, actually not completely liberated because those creatures are kind of like chilling in your cargo bay.
They don't leave with it? What the fuck?
The gorillas?
Well, like the things are kind of like one-way trip. Delivery service. They don't work
The other way
the
around.
other way around, plus they're stuck in your ship. They're chilling. They're like huddled around one of those armed guards, and they're like poking at him, nudging each other and poking at its body.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you're currently left on your own. In terms of medical facilities, you will kind of know that, frankly, your own ships would be sufficient to maintain Miles comfortably until you can work your magic.
Okay.
Because you,
Well,
yeah.
if you're gonna dock to a ship, Lance, I mean, what do we do? We just go shoot these things? Miles, what are we supposed to do with these things running around in the ship?
No, they're on our side, I believe.
But do we just keep them?
Once the station will be secured, we can dock back
Oh,
there
right.
and have them depart our ship back to their own.
Yes,
Alright.
I'm afraid I have forgotten to show you how they look.
That's quite alright. I want to sleep tonight, so
Yep.
that's
Okay. Cool.
Oh fuck, I'm not in.
Quite handsome.
So will we dock to a ship before we do anything back with militaries? Seems priorities getting Miles to that transport ship.
Come again?
One other priority we might have is that I'm not sure if these things are gonna go after the workers too. But Watanabe is still on there.
You remembered?
Good, we'll go back for him.
So we won't go to the ship first, we'll go back to the station. Is that it?
I think we can. I don't know. I don't know how to repair our hull damage anyway, to be quite frank. I mean, anyone can put some wood over it or something, I guess, but I don't know I wouldn't know what I'd be doing.
Well, currently, I think we just need to sit tight and let them secure the...
That's basically what I got to. Just wait it out.
Right. So, by the way, I assume you guys have had enough what the fuck is that for Miles to get a general description of those creatures. Miles, just roll me like any intelligence check, really. No, if you want to. Just intelligence.
I think you're confusing the what the fuck is that. You know, the creatures outside are way less jarring.
Well, you haven't asked him any
Lance-
questions about the
to,
guy.
to Lance than how Miles currently looks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
fair
because
enough.
a description is one thing, and seeing this nugget is another. This blinded nugget.
Yeah.
blinded nugget.
Right. Miles the Nug. So you don't know many details because, well, you're not a vampire yet, but you're pretty sure these are your generic synth ghouls, which are like fake undead. I mean, they are undead, but they're more like flesh golem undead rather than undead. Like they're
Mhm.
basically built and then reanimated. Weak, numerous, much weaker than real ghouls, but better at following orders and don't eat their victims. Because So
No.
it's kind of, you don't really want your troops to beat enemies before they defeat them.
Yeah.
So here. And yeah, you assume you have good reasons to assume that they were given orders to not touch you, or more likely to touch somebody else. And if you don't attack them, they should. Yeah. All right. So I guess you like start you're gaining control of your ship, remove corpses somewhere from Ark Bay and so on, and the corpses are like killed but untouched. The ghouls just kind of like huddle away from you. If you, I don't know, do you try to take the corpse away from them?
Dalu, if you don't mind, I have 2 requests from you.
Of course. Of course.
First and foremost, there's a bottle I've been keeping in my quarters. If you don't mind bringing it over. And
Yeah.
also bring over kartoffel, please.
Yeah, I do that. I grab the bottle quickly and
Well, I have good news
Get-
and bad news.
Yes, you'll need to pour it into.
You
Just
find
give me a
kartoffel,
taste.
but things have disappeared from your ship, including most nice things that were on your ship.
No alcohol?
A
No hidden
couple
stash.
shitty half-empty bottles. Basically, like the ones that you're almost finished, they are there.
Sure, anything.
I find something and I pour it out. Try and like
And
wipe a dirty glass. That's probably crap from rubble of the ship, and try to find kartoffel and go like, kartoffel. Can you come here for a moment? Come on, come on, come on.
Yeah. Like as you do that, you like do like notice Kartoff like picking at you from a dark place and kind of like staring past you at the scenes ghouls and hissing at them, and then kind of like jumping off and gliding towards you and sticking to you with claws.
Aye, okay. Yeah, don't worry. You won't touch them. And hold kartoffel, bring back to Miles. Gently put kartoffel on like Miles's lap, the glass.
hey, kartoffel, please don't be alarmed. I'll be all right in a few weeks. And when you pour the drink into Miles's mouth, and he he takes a sip, and thank you, Dalu. That'd be enough. And I don't know if you can cry without eyeballs, but definitely he's some tears are falling.
Not to question how you're handling this, because you've gone through something I can't imagine. Would you prefer to be? Would you prefer to be looked after? You're going through an awful lot of pain. Is there anything else we can do?
That'd be it for now, Dalu. Thank you. And you see, he's trying not to speak too much, because if he will speak more, he'll just burst into something. Like you can hear like he's holding something like here. It's very hard for him to talk right now.
Just give you a little bit of space. Stay around.
Okay, you can come back tomorrow. Visiting time is over.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right. I'll go.
Right.
I guess I'll. Before we, what are we doing with the bodies? I guess dump them out again.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go off and I'll do that.
Established procedure.
I suspect that the ones we owe something for our rescue might have a use for these, so Maybe we
Yes,
just
please
stack
leave them in.
Oh, I don't want to do that. God.
Well,
You're
no. Well, let's not do that. Let's just get rid of them now. I think that's better.
I can chuck
Leave
them
them
out of
on
the
ship
airlock.
for now, and then we can get rid of them when we are on the station. Maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
You're resting. We're not talking to you.
Oh wait, yeah. Where am I currently? Am I in the med bay? Am I in the
Captain's chair,
bridge?
I guess.
The bridge, maybe? I don't know. I thought we were in the bridge.
You
Do you
were the
wanna be?
bridge. But
Okay, so I'm in a bridge. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
all right. So you gather up the bodies. You drag the last one from the ghoul's hands, huddled in the corner of your ship, and just picking the floor or something. You don't need to wait long as you get an incoming message. Basically, an familiar voice tells you that the station is under control and can come in for docking at really any empty dock space, of which there are. And I assume after doing so without much issue, can depart your ship. Right. So as you go through the whole airlock cycling moment, there's a very awkward, weird moment when the Sims goes can politely shuffle into the airlock with you. You chill there for 30 seconds. They shuffle out of the airlock with you and bound off on all fours further ahead of you into the station, walking through the short hallway that leads into the hangar bay. You I'm prepared to see a lot of destruction and carnage, and there is some, but far less than you could have expected based on the amount of people here. You saw to see the ghouls are going around gathering the diseased rows basically, and they're obviously separating them into a much larger group of red armored individuals, and then a rather small group of, you assume, prisoners and other individuals. You don't see the Baron anywhere, though you do see a humanoid figure overseeing the procedures, ordering the ghouls around.
Anybody basically dying still? Obviously.
Make me let's say medicine check. What was wisdom? Because you're
Is
medicine
Watanabe
noticing.
there?
Yeah, Miles, just with that thought of what would happen to the bodies on the ship, would something happen to Bobby's body? Would your people these Red Dawn people do something like that?
Dan, correct me if I'm wrong here, but people sign up to this, right? And if they don't want to, then they're not resurrected or being used as undead.
That's what happens at home, basically.
I was about to say
That's
that's
wrong. Okay.
not for the.
Okay, let's put it that way. Your
Okay.
personal opinion as a noble is that if this were an ongoing struggle, then it is very likely that the dead would be used as troops to push the attack. Considering that the fight is won, frankly, compared even to the Sin ghouls, these bodies are useless. Zombies suck.
Okay.
And it takes a lot of magic to raise bodies.
I don't think they'll use them. They are far more weak than what Red Order capabilities are able to use.
That's good.
And I don't think we can. I don't think anything will happen to specifically Bobby. Even if, I mean, we could ask them specifically, but I don't think you're all for that.
We still should recover his body.
Yes, and we should find Watanabe.
Oh, forgot about him.
Right. Okay, so as you make your presence obvious in the bay and your ship goes travel and rejoins the rest of the ghouls and start. Honestly, at this point, it's mostly like the ghouls are cleaning up and gathering all the rubble and destroyed stuff into piles. The overseer figure notices you and kind of hails you. And approaching, you see that it is, as far as you can tell, like a living, breathing human being, and kind of black with like some crimson touch, let's say military-ish uniform. That Dressian goes, "You must be the crew of the Fable, right?"
That is us.
My lord has informed me about you and asks that I lead you further into the station. I believe you are searching for somebody, right?
Yes, former crewmate, yeah.
Well,
And another crewmate that is potentially still alive under the workers.
Well, look at this group. We have recovered the dead bodies of the prisoners that we could. The wounded ones, however, have been and are being transported to our ship for treatment. So if you could give me the description of your friend, I could call in and ask if he has passed. Oh, well, both of them.
Unassuming, blue collar shirt, rough tie, weak stature, crooked neck, that type. Glasses,
the only one with the tie.
His name is Watanabe Yasuharu. This tall, this hair, this eyes.
His hair is always a mess.
We probably have a picture on our programming, feed from the ship. Might want to pull up an old picture or some shit. Or probably we also store like data of like passports or something like it.
Yeah, well, you give a description, he makes a call. Exchanges numbers with you, basically. You'll get a call if we find somebody of the description. Meanwhile, I believe they'll come along. And he starts leading you through the familiar station and see. Yeah, I guess so. Leads you through the cargo hold, through the technical, through the data room, and into the barracks chamber, which only Dal has been made aware of. Here there's quite a bit more destruction, and you see more ghosts kind of gathering a row of red armored individuals around, though no prisoners this time. Seemingly this might have been like the point of last stand for the defenders of the station. As well, there is a pile of Sin's ghouls that have been destroyed and are also being gathered, but it's also not as large as you thought would have been.
Is this artifact seen anywhere?
Say again?
Is this Slavic artifact seen anywhere?
Make me notice check.
Going through these data, but yeah, sure.
Nope. Pretty sure you'd recognize the cube.
Alright. Probably taken. I will whisper.
You're led further in until you see the cloaked, I think I've shown you the picture of him, the cloaked figure of Baron Akantoy in the distance. And now that you can like see him again in a more calm environment, some of you, mostly, will most likely, considering his origins, think, I mean, he's a vampire. That
Big
looks...
surprise.
Yeah. But, like, they're human vampires, no, they're like tiefling vampires. He seems to be a half sun elf vampire, which is interesting. And you see him kind of again overseeing some kind of operations, and other humans are running, officer like dressed humans are running up to him and reporting. And right next to him, you see, flanked by a couple soldiers, you see Melty. Miltade is kind of like just standing right next to the Baron.
Is he shackled? No, it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
He's just standing there.
Just standing there with kind of like a smile on his face and kind of like half absent look. Noticing the moment the Baron turns towards you. Ah, it is good that you have rejoined us. I am glad to say that we have rescued most of the prisoners. I heard your call for searching for your friend. I'm sure we will find him soon, either among the survivors or amongst the... He kind of glances towards the corpses, but those are red armor corpses, so he glances back. Well, I am uncertain what I could really say at this point, aside from make yourselves as comfortable as you can, all things considered. It will take quite a while for us to sort this situation and hand over your appropriate reward. I imagine it will take quite a longer time for me to have word with Captain. Meanwhile, whatever you desire, we will try to accommodate.
May I ask a question, sir?
Of course, of course.
What are your plans with that one? As I look over to where he has Miltade standing around.
As much as I wish for it to be otherwise, I am afraid it is better for me to bring him to Aurela, for his crime to be publicly announced and judged by the letter of the law, not by my desire for vengeance or anybody else's. They have done here in the sector of Aurela it is worse than a war crime. And he is going away for a very, very long time. But it would
Seems
be
a bit...
better for the people of Aurela if they get to do that instead of us.
He seems a bit happy for this.
He was not looking as happy when he was trying to kill me. Thankfully, I have managed to persuade him otherwise.
Is he under his effect?
You're pretty sure he's under his charm.
Okay.
Are you carrying Miles with you, or is he resting in a med bay somewhere?
Good question.
Your decision.
What would Miles want?
Yeah.
Let's just go with you guys are taking me.
Alright. Okay. Yeah, like doctors, worse. Like we know it's fine for now. You definitely don't want him to be staying like this for a long time. You want him back on the trip, basically. But for now, it's fine. Like Melty kinda goes, "Hey, really sorry about that, man. Thought I'd have some fun. Didn't think about it. My bad."
Can you stop smiling, please?
There's not much satisfaction in talking to a drunken man trying to get revenge, or this is pretty irritating.
Benel, take me away, please.
Got it. Hope I'll never see you again.
Do the two of you stay? Lance and Dal? Or are you also leaving?
If it doesn't seem like we have to speak to him, then
He's
yeah.
He's under charm.
Yes,
like,
he's under charm.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could, any information you would want to pry out of him, this would be the perfect time for you.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so. I'd probably ask him. I'd probably with that thought from Miles, like they're going away. I think Dalu will grit his teeth, and he will say, "I have one or two questions to ask you, but before them, you're going to be handed into Aurello law, right? Is that what you were told?"
Yep.
Before that happens, are you in international, like inter-regional space between the islands?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Question: have you ever heard or worked with any of these people? And I pull out the probably slightly crumpled documents he's carrying on him, from like fights and stuff, getting his things back. And it's of the four these people that Dalu's keeping an eye on.
Your lookalikes, you mean?
Yeah.
And looks. I know that guy. Points at Chrono. His thing blow up recently.
Is that the only reason you know him?
Well, he used to run with Big Thing on the Wallace. Didn't really deserve it, in my opinion.
Have
Not
you ever
sad,
talked
fucked.
or been around him, like knew more than just news?
No.
And you don't know the rest? Okay. fine.
Like
Yeah,
you're
and then
noticing as you're talking to him, like, yeah, he has to make a conscious effort to not smile following like the last request.
oh, I see.
His mouse is constantly like trying to go on this stupid
Uh,
smile and he's calling back.
I think I will ask where it is. Might as well. Where is this? Have you seen this Slavic artifact you had me fucking open for you
Oh,
before it was disappeared? Did they take it?
Right. There's the fun thing. So as the red guys were attacking me, I'm like, hey, it's like an armor suit. Should I use it myself? You know, you just died. And I was like, no, he said it's dangerous, I shouldn't use it myself. So I was like, no, I'm gonna use it on somebody else. And I was like, who could I put into it? And I was like, well, it's not gonna do anything anyway, so I might as well have some fun. So, remember the old man we killed? Yeah. It's fucked up.
Where is this old man? Is he with these people?
He kind of points in the west direction deeper into the barracks. Okentoy was like listening in, frowns and goes. For some reason, choking myself does make it a bit lighter on my on my throat.
Mm-hmm.
If you are referring to a strange suit of armor, we have found it. It was very heavy and inactive.
He just said that it was used on somebody that we know.
Watch him, make sure he does not escape. Come along, let us see what we can find. He begins quickly walking deeper into the barracks.
Okay. While I'm walking with him, I'm just going to say to him, I realize that you're some important figure. I respect your authority. You've got some connection with Miles too. But when I walk back out of here, there's no real reason for me not to do it. I'm just gonna shoot him in the head if he's not gone. He's dead. So he's gonna stay there with that guy. Fair enough. But if he is, I'm gonna shoot him in the head.
Thank you for giving me a heads up. I will bring you back a different path.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how we feel.
Let us focus on rebuilding our future, not destroying our past. He leads you basically to what you assume would be Melch's like personal quarters, where at a very quick glance you're like, oh, there's Miles' alcohol collection. I'm taking that back later, as well as some other nice things that were on your ship. But basically lying there, you see, what should I compare it to?
Dr. Frankenstein's monster, but in metal?
No. I had a thought in my mind. So, anybody here knows Warhammer 40k?
Yep, I do.
So I might be saying the name wrong, but there's like a heavier version of armor that Space Marines wear there, like Juggernaut armor or whatever.
Right.
I don't know, another heavier version of a Space Marine suit. That's pretty heavy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I know what it looks like.
Yeah, so that's about the size of it. But it just looks like a giant, like pretty much like full plate humanoid, about 2.5 meters tall, all in all, with chrome shiny surface, which as you walk almost seems to, like, it feels like it's flowing when you make movement, like that's how the way the light reflects. But aside from that, it's absolutely inert, and you don't see anything, like any openings, any like eyes glowing through it. Just this giant suit of armor.
Okay, so in Warhammer 40k, dead soldiers that are really esteemed, like they put their brain inside this whole
That's
robot.
a dreadnought.
That's a dreadnought. Yeah,
That's a
okay.
dreadnought.
So
No.
not that.
A
Okay.
dreadnought is more like the size of a light mech, basically. This is smaller. It's more like
Okay.
this is bigger than power armor, but less than a full-sized mech.
So what we're seeing is that this, like from Dal's perspective, from looking at this cube before, is that it's been used and activated, like it's open, and that
Yes.
the armor is out and everything, but we don't see somebody in it.
Yes, it's fully covering the body.
Oh, but okay, there might be. All right.
Yes.
Right. Well, I relay. I guess Deli would just relay that what he knows, that it's opened from.
Oh,
what
Terminator armor.
he thinks. What? Sorry.
It was called Terminator armor.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, Deli would just say what he would know from his perspective, that he looked at it before, and this is what it looks like when it's active and everything. And you're supposed to activate on a person, so Antades might be right. Bobby could be in it, so on.
Is there a way to tell, Dalu?
I haven't a clue how this works. I don't know how to. I don't know if you can like undo it or something like that. I don't know if he's alive. Like, as in something miraculous happened. I don't know if there's even a body left. It's gonna kill us. It's autonomous. I haven't a clue. I don't know what's going on. Can you like sense people with your, your no? You can try and just take it apart if you would like to try to be respectful. If you want to get Bobby's body, I don't know how we could just take it apart somehow.
I don't even know.
Alright, I'm just gonna go up and start meddling with the thing.
How?
Turn it off, undo it, open it, something like that.
Well, immediately as you like sit down, almost like give me an investigation check. Information I can give you immediately.
Do a what check?
Well, not just intelligence.
Okay.
So you very quickly notice that this armor literally has like no ports, let's put it that way. No buttons, no openings, and like as you even like try to get your fingers between the plates, you feel that there is some kind of pliable but impenetrable mesh, like preventing you from digging deeper in. And you also currently do not have even your own tools with you, and you would know that really you would need something better than you have, something like what Melty has given you to interact and analyze a basically TL5 level piece of equipment.
I'd like to ask the vampire guy what he could do to open it, if he has anything around of that level.
If you have a feeling that, well, if you know that your friend is inside of this artifact, and my best suggestion is to get him to our ship and have him analyzed by our medical equipment. Perhaps it will be able to see through the armor and discern whether your friend is still alive. So if you have such equipment on your ship, I am more than happy to help you transport him there.
Oh, thank you. But I look at Wendell and go, I don't think we have anything
Window's
like
not
that.
here.
It's just me. It's just me.
It's two of you.
Is it?
You
Yeah.
and Lance.
I thought a couple of us walked.
Right.
Oh yeah, Lance, and it's just Lance. Well, I don't looking at Lance. I don't think we have anything like that. So we'll have to go to your ship.
I have intended to ask you anyway, since your assistance would have been of great import here. But perhaps you could choose to begin the search earlier than I have wanted to ask. If we can find the equipment that Melty Aether has used to extract and work with these artifacts, it could be of assistance.
Sure. That would work also. Yeah, I'll just start looking around the tech room, so on that I was in. Try to find.
Let us do this.
Oh yeah.
Like you start going, he like stops you because otherwise you're gonna go back and kill Melty. I will inform my people to get in touch with your doctor. I will warn him that your friend is being transported to my medical ship, so that he can go there and oversee the examination. Meanwhile, let us strip search this place to see what could be found. For I believe that a lot of here belongs to your ship, some other individuals that have been robbed. Obviously, as an integral part of this assault, a part of the trophies belong to you. So I would appreciate your assistance in securing as much of the equipment as you could help us with, while we help your friend and I repair your ship. Which, by the way, if you need my assistance, I could ask my people to begin the repairs of your hull, retrieve our pods and fill in the holes. That is literally the least I could do for you.
Yeah, I don't get to walk back and kill Militates before you take him away, but yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay, yeah. And I'll just say, well, while you're doing that, then I will search around for said equipment.
Right. So, stop me if you want to do something else, but it basically gives out orders. You get your askers who are gonna be like just helping you basically. Orders are given to start repairing your ship. Vinyl, you basically get somebody like run up to you as you're like bringing Miles, I assume, back to your ship, and they inform you that your friends believe they have found your crew member, and he's being transported to the medical ship. And if you would like to be present for that, they can take you over.
Sure. Be right back, Miles.
I mean, I assume you're taking Miles with you, no?
No, I highly advise you to rest. One trip. We agreed on one trip.
All right.
Besides, I don't think that's Bobby, but you never know.
Okay. So, yeah.
It's his
Actually,
decision still, but
Winnow, I think if I'm left alone, I'll lose it. Take me with you, please.
right?
Being in company forces me to be in somewhat of a composture.
Good, that's good.
All right. So the lot of you are brought to one of the a single troop ship has docked at the remaining berth because it's humongous. But walking through it, you Miles by echolocation and Winnow giving you like some narration, basically you figured out that this most likely this is the one ship they docked because this must have been the ship that carried human troops, which means it is built with humans in mind. But you know, as you walk by, you see that this ship is basically could serve as a humongous field hospital that could carry several hundred people, several hundred patients at the same time. It seems to have state-of-the-art equipment, many of which you haven't even seen before. It is way better equipped than the hospital you cured Bobby back on Jared at Countryside Hospital. And yeah, it generally has an atmosphere of cleanliness and state-of-the-art equipment, which does mean that you can very easily find whatever care you would like Miles to get immediately. You can take care of that, but obviously the strange thing is while you expect to see Watanabe, I guess, based on your comment, what you get is like a crew of like 2 people escorting like a giant like trolley, like cargo trolley, upon which lies a humongous suit of armor that is being hauled by some undead. And you get basically a report from these crew members that based on information that has been received by your crew members from Militates, a strange artifact equipment has been used on your crew member Robert with a unknown result. We believe him to be encased in this suit of armor, and the decision was made to bring him to this ship and use our medical equipment to ascertain his condition. Come along if you would like to help.
Sure.
They have stuff that your ship doesn't have, so basically like well, you do have X-ray, but it like has actual like magical MRT, which you can put metal into it because it's not magnets, it's magic. So really nice stuff. You start working on that.
And narrate all of that to Miles, and I fanboy out about the equipment. And I even got Y-rays. That's the next evolution, X-rays. Oh, I always wanted one of those. That's me. But there are a lot of undead here. That's not so cool.
Alright. So Dalu, you said you were searching the technical room, or not the data room, right? Where you were working on. Right. And Lance, what about you? You've been quiet.
Yeah, I think he needs some time to process. I don't think he's going anywhere or trying to look for Jackal. I think he's headed back to the Fable.
Right. Kartoffel is with Miles. Dalu. Alright, so here we go, Dalu. Basically, give me any skill check that you think would be useful in finding cool stuff. Depending on which skill check you use, you might find different things.
Well, looking for just the tools that I used would probably be my program, so I'm just gonna do that.
Oh yeah, that one. Where is this? Oh, it's there. It one light to you. Okay, nope, not there. Why? Okay, whatever. Yes, it's. Right, I guess it was just the thing. 8. Okay, not very good because I guess you're doing a very quick search. So with an 8, you find a tight beam link unit. Is nice, but not really useful for your current situation, and it is not what you were looking for. But you do find basically one piece of protect component, some piece of it. It's not the tools you were looking for, but it's a valuable thing nonetheless.
Okay. Tech component. Alright. Well, if possible, he would continue to look for these tools until a little bit of time has passed, since other people are doing things.
Alright. How do we want to do this? Yes.
Got them in my inventory. Yeah, just keep looking. For about an hour at least.
Well, that's what you find with an hour search, basically.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I guess after that, he'd be unsure and head back.
Alright. So
just hope that they've gotten info.
Okay. Do you head back to the Fable?
I guess I'd head to where the Slavic tech was going, where it was going to be looked at on his ship. Where Winnel is, I suppose.
Alright. Lance, you're staying on the Fable, right?
Yes. For now, yes.
So at some point, you, yes, since you're on the ship, basically hear a I don't think the knock is wrong because it's not knocking, but like somebody requests access to the ship,
Mm-hmm.
and external cameras, you just see a black shirt, gray shirt, messy hair, unassuming face, very George
I let
Watanabe.
Watanabe in, yes, of course.
Yes. Who seems shaken, dirty, sore, but not too harmed. Definitely lost some weight, but unless you have any questions for him, he's gonna go try and scrap himself.
Yeah, I don't think I'm looking for a conversation in particular, so he can go
Fair
clean
enough.
himself off.
Alright. In that case, I guess meanwhile on the medical ship, Winnel, you are participating in examination of the set of armor. So give me another medicine check with intelligence, and you'll get basically +2 for the equipment, the assistance.
While he is rolling, I'll just say that I will send the others a text that Watanabe is okay and on the ship.
Okay. Oh, that's a very good roll. Alright. So you start putting Robert through various like arcane medical divination and location equipment, and the suit severely resists analysis. All of like the simple stuff, basically what you could find on your ship, basically like just doesn't penetrate the suit. It seems to be not just physically armored, but insulated, let's call it. However, more intense probing and more advanced equipment does notice a presence of like organical material inside of it, like deep in the torso core part of the suit, as well as in the head helmet part of the suit. And as far as you can tell, whoever is inside is alive and in a deep, deep coma.
What the fuck?
Do you use any magic on the suit, like your spells or whatever?
Is there anybody with me? Like
Yes.
any rando doctor?
Yes.
Assistant, technician, whatever?
Human renders, well, not human, but living human, living assistant, random doctor technicians, yes.
Yeah, dear random technician assistant.
Everything,
what do you think?
Yes.
What do you think if we use magic on it? I mean, it can't. I guess it can't get worse, can it?
Well, we have been technically pounding it with magic from every single side for the last half an hour. Have spells.
Good point.
So if you have better spells, shoot it.
So I like you, and I
Not
almost remember your name. I don't know. Go fire some healing. See what happens. Highest spell slot. Fuck it. I don't know which one I have. Highest spell slot. Does anything happen?
Outwardly, not really. You do like basically like get a response on like imagine like devices basically giving you like some kind of ultrasound image of the suit. Like you basically get the magical reaction of your spell like going into the suit, but it is swiftly dissipated over the surface of the suit and does not vanish.
Damn. We need to get like, I don't know, intubate or something. Isn't there like a connection shunt or something? Nothing can get in apparently. Can I look to see if there's any holes, any gaps, any connections, any... There's nothing, right?
They make me basically not just intelligence check. Can I keep calling it an investigation? 9. Alright, you like start going like over the suit, like examining it in details, and as your fingers are going over the surface, you see like a pattern appear on it. Which like looks like squiggles, which write themselves and like basically, you know, like when like it looks like just imagine like a code wheel with letters and somebody that's just doing this with it, and then they settle into letters, and a small diaphragm opening appears beneath those letters, who are currently saying saline solution in. And then a couple more openings appear next to it, basically on this side of the armor, with similar like letters appearing above them, which I'm not gonna say what they say because I don't know too much about medicine, but to you as a doctor, like this immediately like this is what you would have begun giving a person in coma to maintain their body. It's basically requesting for things a body need, as well as an opening for certain things to go out.
Yeah, I convey that to random doctor and ask him to procure anything on the shopping list.
Oh wow, we didn't notice it before. If I had any idea what your name is, I would have been impressed.
Yeah. I don't know your name either, so
It's
let's keep it
Randy.
that way. Randall, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Dominic R. Randy. Alright, so yeah, you have everything that it requires. You basically like start like, well, let's plug an IV basically into this suit, and as you like put the tube into it, it just like and it fixes itself. You plug another.
And
yeah.
Like, was it previously there's an opening now, and was it previously not visible? Did it just open, or
It was
did
just
they
like
just
imagine
not...
just like shiny, smooth suit of metal, and then suddenly diaphragm opened on it. And
But it wasn't
created
there
hole.
before.
It wasn't there before.
Okay, so they're not completely stupid. Okay, it's...
No, no. And as you start putting things in, like the letters just disappear, they're not needed anymore. But like you put everything it requires in, like including just like literally like put it like, give me blood of this type and like positive or whatever into this hole now. And one of the last holes is basically like put a tube in me, and you put a tube in it, and like weird nasty liquid starts going out of it. As far as you can tell, this suit is doing something to Robert. Is maintaining him in coma. Considering what you saw, is, in your medical opinion, half a miracle of whatever this Slavic technology is, half the miracle of Robert's body actually being uniquely resilient against like magical based weaponry due to his disease. Like anybody else, there would be nothing to fix. Somehow Bobby has survived? aside from observing and letting the suit do its job, you struggle to come up with ideas. Observe, see what it requests of you, see if your equipment shows improvement of body.
Can I see anything if I do the detect electricity magic thing?
It's magic. This suit is infused with magic through and through.
I don't get the matrix view, and I can see Bobby inside. Or letters start to appear. Let me die. Okay.
Where was I? Yeah, and in your opinion, containing what you see, like trying to brute force open this suit.
Not brute forcing
No, like
Bobby.
just
That's
trying to
Bobby
do
now.
that might be a bad idea. Basically, he's like a baby in an incubator right now.
So open up with a Congo.
All right. So I assume just like going along with the flash forward. Eventually, you all gather back at the Fable to discuss all of this. You share your findings about Robert. Dal comes back, not quite empty hands, but without having found anything that he was looking for.
Wait a second, Winnel. You're saying he's alive in there?
Somebody is alive in there. And if you're telling me Mercedes wasn't able to lie in that moment, then could be what's left of Bobby. No way to tell.
So
Yet.
maybe just a body without anything upstairs?
I don't know how this works. This thing just asked for stuff and I gave it to it. And so far seems stable, and my biggest fear is actually him or whatever booting up and not being Bobby, or being Bobby and not wanting to be what he is now. So, but
Trapped
we'll get
in
to
a
that.
metal cage, yeah?
Maybe.
It,
Maybe it's a cool toy. Maybe he'll like it. I can imagine.
Out of character, I don't remember if Bobby said "fuck yes, put me in that thing," or
Yes.
Lucas said "fuck yes, put me in that thing."
Both
I
of
think
them.
Lucas.
I think
Both?
at least Lucas. I'm not sure about Bobby, but
Yeah, I don't
definitely
know.
Lucas.
Could be both.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of imagined it being both because of Bobby's affliction.
condition.
Yeah.
Out of character, I mean, Bobby's in the suit because of Bobby's condition. Bobby's comatose because of Lucas's condition.
All right. We'll have to just wait and see.
Yeah, but I gotta say, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still hate them, but they have really nice equipment. We should get you over there, Miles. It could potentially speed up your recovery quite a bit. I've never seen anything like it. And the doctors are okay.
Well, they're magnificent, but after these few
Well,
weeks,
they didn't even see the tube openings, but go on.
I'd say I'd much rather Red Dawn than the Soul Union. That's just in my humble opinion.
Yeah, about that. Why are they so nice to us? Like, and he was even talking about some kind of reward for getting captured and slaving away and getting ourselves killed, or what's his deal? I don't.
I think he's
Or,
under the misconception that we actually helped in whatever went down here.
I mean, Miles tried. That's fucking legendary, but I don't know. Maybe I have some trust issues, but what does he get out of helping us? Why is he still being nice to us?
Yeah.
Seeing you're from the Soul Union, I see why this might come as a surprise. You see, in our society, Red Dawn society, the default is being nice to other people, even if you don't know them. It's certainly not the case where probably you come from.
I lived there, and they pretty much kept my family, so that's not accurate. What?
I think
That's your
there may be
experience.
different experiences of what is considered a person, and Miles coming from where he comes from might be a name familiar to the Baron. I don't know. Maybe that's why we're treated so well. You know?
No, I don't think it has anything to do
you
with that.
treat the son of your business partner with the appropriate respect or some shit like that. I don't know.
I can assure you that it has nothing to do with standing. If I were from somewhere else and we would act the same way, we would be shown the same amount of gratitude.
Doesn't quite help because it's mostly the imagery for me. It's like,
okay,
ghoul, and then, hey, hi, want to be friends? Disconcerting.
Well, they're from my experience, they are polite, they are correct, as long as you don't try to undermine their whole system and their way. As soon as you, I don't know, start working against them, enemy of the state, you saw what they can do. So,
to be fair, which faction would that not apply to?
yeah, but I don't know. I guess they use force a lot.
Force or conniving trickery. I don't know. After what just happened, I'd actually would have preferred the gun to the head, the wand to the head.
Oh my. I'm gonna have some mental issues after this one.
I would just suggest for you, Renal, to perhaps be more open-minded and give your preconception, is that the right word? Your biases towards Red Dawn, yes, prejudice, second chance.
Once they stop killing my family, I will.
Ooh, good.
I mean, technically they have stopped a long time ago.
What? Have they stopped?
Yes.
Forward.
Oh, yeah, they got them all. Yeah, sure.
Oh, that changes everything.
Yeah, now that you mention it. They haven't killed anyone in 20 years. That's okay.
Out of character, did you... Wait, you told us that they killed your parents, but did you say why they killed them?
Not really. No, I don't think. I just found out myself when we went to Chucky Dicky what they were up to. And I don't remember what I shared.
You didn't really share any. You didn't share much. We were all just doing some downtime. We actually still, at least Dalu still has a very vague idea of what your group is.
So you're all looking at me, so you want to know, right? So it's just
I kind of do want to know, but with everything going on and you're talking about your dead family, I don't want to pry.
That's okay. I mean, I can, as long as these parameters stay okay, and you see like a monitor with the pulse of Miles and blood pressure. As long as he doesn't get worked up, we're fine.
Let's go.
So long story short, they were trying, and then please correct me if I remember incorrect. They were working on a cure for being undead.
Just
Please,
your
please keep
family.
this to yourself, because you don't really make friends if you tell them that, because I guess everything is, that whole system is based around that, and without the undead, they're
I
basically
see.
nothing.
That was
That's
So
actually
okay.
amazing. So, did they retrieve the souls into the rotten bodies? Like, what was? Did they had a breakthrough?
you could say that they actually had kind of a mishap, and a soul was lost, and I guess that's what triggered somebody to take action.
A soul was lost?
Yes, you can lose a soul, apparently. They try to get it out of the body, and yeah. And that's, for my people, that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing that could ever happen.
Losing a soul is terrible.
Yeah, because if you die, that's one thing. Your soul passes on, and eventually you might get another chance, but this soul will never go anywhere.
I had a suspicion that from the information from the time we went to see your group, that lovely place, that temple. I didn't say it, but I did think, maybe your family was taken in bad faith. It was some controversy. It makes a bit more sense now. That, am I right in saying that?
Sure, yeah. That's why I think the only thing I said is that we won't get any help from them, because
what if these guys found out that these guys aren't involved? But if these
well,
people...
the Baron is pretty old, so he'll know. So
right,
I kind of already resent the fact that everybody knows my name, and he probably already knows who I am. So I tried to do the undercover thing, but it didn't work. So
do you think you'd be a target after like all this time with not...
I don't know, but
well, I don't know how much connection you might have with your family. Would you be a target anyway?
I don't know, but at some point I plan to go just find out what happened, but they'll keep an eye on me, I'm sure. But maybe they're as nice as you say, so. But there are limits, I think, to being nice, and yeah, losing a soul is, I can understand.
I have a question, Dan. How, seeing that currently Red Order is wanting to take Melty to a fair trial and all that, how preposterous, or not preposterous, would just it sound Red Order to go and kill off Winnell's parents with no trial, with no nothing, no story of these personnels were a danger to our society, whatever.
Well, you haven't. I don't believe you have shared details about the family's death, right? Just like they died, they were killed. You didn't say exactly how it happened.
I did say just one sentence, like I came home, there was signs of struggle, a lot of blood on the floor, and then Coral
Okay.
got me out of there.
So you like about Melty, you're like 100% sure that he is being used by Okoye as political tool. Like he's gonna get something out of it. you're pretty sure that Melty is fucked. Like, knowing Soul Union, they will most likely cut all ties, deny any connection, and say, nope, don't know that guy, do whatever you want with him. Story that Winnie was talking about was a while ago, but he did say he was from Nachtrafen, from your home, basically. And you're not that different in age to begin with. So that means that there's a good chance your parents would have been aware of it. Let's put it that way. You'd be highly surprised if his family has been killed by a vampire. It is prohibited for vampires to kill civilians. Like in war and whatever, like civilians, no. That said, you know vampires. It's not like they can't hire somebody to do that for them. If what Winnow has said about the thing they were working on is true, you could see why somebody, even including your parents, would have given that order. So yes, it is possible, but you haven't heard it.
Okay.
Well,
So yeah, and to your point of, I imagine he's. Are you saying this like, or are you saying something like that?
No, I wouldn't say anything. I would maybe say that losing a soul is a terrible loss. Even if if you'd had a person and you'd kill him, the soul would maintain. Even when you resurrect undead, the soul keeps on living, but only the body is used. The soul is not.
I'm not so sure about that
subjected.
one, but that's not for today.
Of course.
But yeah, it's basically a sin. Somebody was mad, and the one thing I remember, I saw someone, and I'm sure it was a vampire. So that's not much to go on, but at some point I would like to find out what happened. We're not there yet.
Well, when we do, I'll be a trip. You handle it so well. Because I try to deal with these. You know, I think I'm okay with stressful situations, but then I've got my faults. I mean, you're just on top of it. So I don't know if you really are. You know, I'm just saying I respect it.
There's nothing pretty about it. At some point, it's just lack of feelings. Let's put it that way.
And you do it without drinking. Amazing.
Yeah, but on that note, you've been sober for weeks now. Maybe you
Well, I
could.
have had a sip.
Yeah, but you could try.
Go a bit
I
more.
mean,
a
the
bit
hardest
further.
part is over. Yeah, you could. Whatever.
You know, how about for once as well? Lance could drink because he's usually the driver. You know, he could take a break. You know, have a drink.
I ain't giving in. No, thanks.
Not the best coping mechanism.
Yeah.
You sure?
Look where it got Miles. What? Didn't say that.
Only one person's laughing if you can't tell.
Fucked up info, you know. Yeah, I think we all need some form of healing from this shit.
Yeah. I think Dalu would, over the time of like just this next goal of recuperating a bit, and then obviously Miles and this phenomenon with Bobby. Dalu would, on the Fable, be trying to occasionally, create some banter or game, like board game, or our supposed, party area in the cargo bay in the Fable. He's trying to make do, trying to be a bit more social than normal, and yeah, just Dallas isn't sure how best to deal with the situation.
Winnow, remind me please. When were your magic exchange supposed to happen? 21st? 22nd?
21st, I think.
Right.
Sounds right.
So, can stop me if you have other plans, but so you begin working on fixing what can be fixed. People come in to start repairing the hull of the Fable sent by Baron. Thankfully, the station did have more than enough materials for that. Continue at a normal pace, since it does serve as a dock. Robert, in his suit, is still remaining on the troop ship. You will go over there or spend some time over there monitoring his state, as much as you can. The suit, that's the only thing you can imagine, or whoever's inside of the suit occasionally requests some medical compounds or whatever to be introduced into it, including occasionally like non-organic stuff like metals and other bits and pieces. I assume you follow those orders as much as you can and keep the suit whatever it requires. It occasionally discharges some organic or inorganic waste, but so far the best you can tell, the state of the individual inside remains put it stable bad, so not getting better, not getting worse.
Mm-hmm. At some point I would just ask Dalu to, I don't know, take another look at it, but I don't know if that's going to change anything.
You've recovered Watanabe, you've checked all of the corpses that were found, all the survivors. I mean, you're 99% sure that whoever is inside this armor suit is indeed Bobby, or at least his body, just by matter of
elimination.
Yeah, eliminating every other single
elementary Watson.
Meanwhile, you have some time to wait and see Miles can be get back on his legs again and restore through your magic. Baron Arcantoy waits patiently for you, providing you with pretty much you request of him, though again the station is rather limited in the resources it has, and seemingly satisfied to await until Miles is prepared for a proper conversation while his troops scour the station and try to secure and safeguard any weapons, artifacts, or whatever other valuable things Meltadius might have been digging for him. Most of the stuff that has been taken from Fable is returned by you or by others. Sadly, some of Miles' alcohol collection has been lost, but he is blissfully unaware of it. You recover most other things, and to be fair, aside from that and your sofa, you didn't really have any too expensive things anyway. And Kartoffel does a really good job of sniffing out everything that might have been taken and leading the search groups to it. Dalu, I think you said you would return and resume your search of useful stuff, helping Baron and Okoye trying to find stuff for yourselves.
Yeah, sure.
Anybody else helping Dalu search for useful stuff or just generally help the Red Dawn?
Sure, I'll give a hand.
I think I'm busy. Am I busy? I don't know. How busy am I? If I'm not busy, I'm helping.
Yeah, frankly, at this point, you're not being very useful to other of your patients.
You mean to tell me I'm going on their nerves? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's more like even if you spend the
Like
whole
after
day
5 minutes,
with
they
them,
tell me to leave?
yeah, like,
Okay.
well, that's up to them, but more like after 5 minutes, your job is done, and after all you've done for them, your job can be easily performed by nurses.
I don't tell them that.
Please leave, Nurse Windle.
I want to still be called a doctor. Has a nice ring to it. No. Okay, then
the good news is that
I'm
all the
helping.
nurses do refuse Miles any alcohol. which I assume Miles calls cruel and unusual treatment of patients, but
Inhumane. Fuck Red Order, let's go back to Solstice.
So yeah, we know.
Helping.
Alright, in that case, Dalu, let's get another skill check from you, again, whatever you desire. That's what you're searching for. And same for Winnow. Again, any skill check you give me that you think would be applicable to this with your explanation.
What are they looking for? They're tell me again. They're looking for loot or what?
TLDR, yes, they're salvaging the station, including all the Slavic
Okay.
artifacts that Melty was digging for. But you know that he had, for example, his own like med bay and whatever, so you could try and just focus on that, since you're not good with other things. Up to you, really. If you're not sure, you could just use your general, basically notice check. If you want to go for that, that's fine. Or like, if you go for something specific, you might find something specific.
You're telling me there might be loot. I'm going for the loot.
There's gonna be loot
Am I
everywhere.
right,
Depends what kind of loot.
Am I right in saying that the tools would have been like a program check?
Most likely,
something like
yeah.
that. Okay, and I've kind of looked already. In that case,
you
looking for
did
this
a
stuff.
very quick search, which is why you didn't find much. I'll account for, like, basically to say, like, you just spend the next week doing this, then it's gonna be slightly different. So you can repeat it,
Right.
or you can look for something else.
I think he'd look for something else. Yeah, I was gonna try a shoot. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, sure. When you're checking out the how to call it, military equipment, yeah, that's fine. Go for it. Okay. Oh, that's pretty good. Abel and Winel, what are you doing?
I'm activating my cheat codes. I'm looking for hidden stuff. I don't know how bases work.
Well,
Read stories.
basically the thing is, like, which skill check do you intend to use for this?
Notice.
Notice, okay.
Looking around. Looking just for stuff that's hidden. Like
Go for it.
notice. Do I get a +2 for the cheat codes?
Sure.
Nice. Yeah.
Very nice, very
Alright.
nice.
So, between the two of you, each of you find a undetermined generic Slavic component, which is what you need for some stuff.
In a hidden room.
Okay.
Well,
Hidden-
just more
hidden
like
compartment.
not the hidden
It's a
compartment,
premium
yeah.
crafting component in
Yes,
mobile
yes,
games.
it's
That's what it is.
it's a premium crafting component. That's what you need to like improve certain weapons, improve certain ship stuff, and so on and so forth. Furthermore, apparently looted from Melty, you find an executive security suit, which is a magical item, but also doubles down as a Slavic component if you want to disassemble it. It's
Do we both find that, or
between
Oh,
the
we-
two of you, because you were looking
yeah?
for
Are you
not quite
taking
the
this
same
down,
things, but
Phil?
yeah. So it looks like normal clothes. It has no encumbrance. It gives you AC 15. It automatically stabilizes a mortally wounded wearer, provided they didn't get immediately killed. And it doesn't add to your encumbrance. You find 2 cylinders with especially you dull because you've studied it. Do you feel like it's the same material that the suit is composed of, that Bobby is wearing? Some sort of like polymorphic material. Each cylinder contains 2 kilograms of this material, and basically like connection to your data slab, which allows you to input a schematic into this port, like actual schematic, and then this material create that object as long as it is within the weight of the material. And you can link 2 of them together, so you can spend one of them on 2 kilogram heavy material, or join them together and create an up to 4 kilogram heavy tool. So they can be used to create any object of equivalent or lesser mass, provided a data part or the
Well,
equivalent
if
is
you have a
available.
note of it, like for
I will
yourself
give
written
it.
down.
I will.
Yeah,
give it.
if you have just a name, because I mean,
I think
you're saying a sentence, and I've forgotten the last one.
I
Fine.
think
So
it's pretty much.
I'm
Do you
forgetting.
remember when we made
Oh.
the tree from these things that you can sort of fill into a shape? It's basically that, but maybe I don't know, metal instead of that whatever that mesh thing is.
Is it like a 3D printer?
Yes,
Yeah,
this
okay.
is a 3D printer for
Okay.
TL4 and less equipment, so long as you have
Okay.
the schematic for it.
Let's call it that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Print me a sandwich.
The bad news is, like, if Robert can create a mastercraft equipment to modify it better, this stuff can create only generic equipment. Nothing special. And also on, well, you assume looted from Melty, you find his dagger, the bejeweled dagger. Apparently is not a dagger, but again, it's a Slavic component if you want to disassemble it. It's a holdout weapon, which has a magical keyword, and when you say that magical keyword, the dagger transforms into an orb projector pistol, and can be used as an orb projector pistol. And as far as you can tell, as long as it's transformed, there is pretty much no way to say that this is a transformed pistol. Everybody would think that this is a dagger.
You said an orb projector?
Orb projector, yeah. It's the same stuff as
me
what
check
you
his
got
stats on
on Volos, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The good news is, well, the dagger itself is also usable as a dagger. The good news is because it's a Slavic weapon, so as an orb projector, as an energy weapon, it has a +1 to hit, right? On top of that, it has another +1 to hit and +1 to damage. So technically, it's +2 to hit and +1 to damage. Orb projector.
Nice.
Again, I'll give you a card. I just have everything in a long list. So at the end, I'll shorten it down to whatever you found, and we'll give you an item card.
Dagger is a much more convenient format to stick up your ass, so you know.
It is
yes.
admittedly heavily bejeweled and very ribbed. Let's put it
The
that way.
hilt can stick out and look fashionable.
Double the pleasure, easy.
But I mean, if you were hiding a pistol somewhere, yes. Yeah. So you'll read it later and blah blah blah.
And we can take all that stuff, and we don't have to report it in to Mr. Vampy.
You basically can find all of this as you're working with them and you're helping them, and you also find a lot of stuff for them that is more generic. But this is your trophy. This is what you get to keep.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, while we're just one note, if
do remember to write down Slavic components because I don't have them on the night parties.
3 at the moment.
Yes. Yeah, I wrote down 3. I have 2.
You got one before when in your individual search at the quick one, and then since then both you and Win will have found one, so 3.
Okay, yeah. So unless anybody else is doing anything, if there's some skip or whatnot, I just want to note if Dalu has an opportunity to shoot Melitades and no one else is paying attention. Let's just say they let him out for a walk. I don't know, on the ship deck.
What is he, a dog?
I don't know. They let him get some fresh air, and we're on the Fable, and we're like, laddie, oh look, Melitades is having a cigarette, and I'll just shoot him from across. I'll just kill him. So if they let him free and while we're all waiting with each other, I'll just shoot him.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but
they don't.
They took your threat very seriously.
That's fine. Yeah, makes sense. I had to warn them.
You do occasionally meet with Baron Akentoy, who is always very polite. He always inquires about the health of your captain, and well, he's aware of the condition of Robert because he's kind of on his ship. But he's just being generally polite and nice, but frankly not interacting with you beyond those things. He seems to just I need to talk to you, Captain. You're welcome to stay. I'm thank you for your help. Here's your trophies. If you need anything, talk to me. If not, I'm gonna keep working. Alright. So yeah. Okay, so let's say we get to 21st or whatever day is when we know you get your magic changed. How many times per day can you do that magic?
Let me check.
I think it's 3rd level.
Yeah, it's 3rd level. So
I don't remember how many slots you have.
I have 3.
You have 3 3rd level slots?
Yep. You have many slots, but few known. I only know 2 spells. We're level 6, right? It wouldn't change.
Yes.
I have 3 level 3 slots.
Oh, that's
wow.
That's a lot better than when you were fixing clans. Alright, yeah.
Well, I had 2 then, I think.
I don't remember. It was
less. You can't have less, but yeah.
Yeah, so that does mean you can basically fix him completely in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in 2 days, basically.
He said ice first. I'll do ice first, or
actually,
ask him.
Since I can see with your some sort of ability, Miles will ask you to fix his hands first.
Okay.
Hands, eyes, legs, and the rest. I don't know if there is anything.
I think you're also
Shoulders,
missing part
knees,
of
and
your
toes.
nose and ears, no?
That has been
Yeah.
previously fixed with
Okay.
That's already-
modular, I mean, it's gonna help, but not quite necessary. Right, so yeah, by the end of 22nd, almost like by the mid of 22nd, you have Miles walking around, although you Miles definitely will like have to spend like half a day in rehab, basically like remembering how to walk. You've been disabled for a bit. You're not quite completely looking as perfect as you were previously. Like there is some like minor scarring around your face, but considering the healing magic was used, you're pretty sure like a couple of years those scars will be unnoticeable, and whatever they are mostly hidden by your hair and so on. So yeah, honestly, like since it was just restoring what was lost, there's not even roll for anything. He literally can't fail at this. You know what I mean? So yeah, you get fixed.
Can't fail. Challenge accepted.
Every, let's say it's 2 days, right? So every time, like at the end of the day, when you fix a bunch of things, Miles, and since I assume only Miles and you are in the room, he will, with a face full of snot and tears, just thank you so much, and like, I don't know if you're a hugger, but he'll probably hug you because you fixed his hands.
Sure. Whatever helps you. I mean, I'll just add, like, tomorrow you'll be physically restored, but you'll take some time. You'll need some time. And I'm very impressed with your mental strength. I don't think anybody else, maybe Bobby, but no one else would have kept it together like you do. So, but you don't need to. You can. It's okay to take your time and to be weak for a while. You'll get better.
I allow myself to be weak as I am now currently with you, but I cannot be weak with the others. I was I don't think. Well, I have some thoughts about it. I cannot be weak with others.
Well, I think you have a pretty tight crew, and they would. I think they would support you.
Perhaps. They might think less of me if I show these sides.
After what you went through, I really don't think so. You know them pretty well yourself. I don't think they would think any less of you.
I appreciate that. I am in debt to you.
No, you're not.
Anything I can do, anything I can help with, I will.
You can take care of yourself. That's the best thing you can do for all of us. And you don't owe anyone anything. We all got a job to do. Yours is to get better.
I think you said that this is some time ago, that it was the last time you gave someone medical treatment for free. I intend to repay
Okay.
in some way or another. No, though not in credits.
Here's a bill. 10 credits a day.
Hmm.
I gotta eat.
No.
Sorry.
But what you did to me is worth so much more than what credits could buy.
Well,
And not only the physical health of me, but also, I confide in you. And I'm sorry if I sort of imposed myself on you, but, well, it's giving the facts of the circumstance, I couldn't help but impose myself on you.
that's not the right word, but
It
I
is
think,
what I feel.
yeah. I think what this is, I think this is, isn't this friendship? I don't know. This is like, I don't want to be repaid. Can you understand? Like,
Yes, I
it's,
can understand.
yeah, it'd be weird. It's not a service. It's not, you're my friend and you're my captain, and that's that. So,
Just a quick question. You say you're able to be numb and feeling wise, and
sometimes.
yes, and I started drinking in order to forget and be numb as well. But since drinking isn't really healthy, not in the quantities that I do sometimes, how do you become numb? How are you able to push away those? I know it was so facepalm. This is exactly how you deal with the trauma. How do you push away those terrible thoughts and feelings?
You can't push away anything, and you can't keep your things in. And the only reason I don't feel this is because I guess I'm broken in a way. What happens when you're exposed to death from a young age constantly? You get used to it. But I wouldn't call that a healthy thing. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Makes me good at my job, no doubt, but things makes me feel, I don't know, numb. Like when Bobby died, I really liked the guy. I don't know if I'll ever talk to him again, but I really, really liked the guy. But nothing.
But you could see how that's an advantage.
In battle, yes, but not in life.
In life as well.
No.
I'm terrified of going out there every time and breaking down and losing it.
Well, if let's say you were like a robot, like a machine, and you're completely devoid of any feelings, that would make you a really bad leader. Because I think you can have a lot of empathy. You know what other people feel. You can feel what they feel. You know how they think, and I think that makes you a really good leader. So, and if you
I'm not saying losing all feelings. Of course, happiness and joy are good things to have. But when those thoughts and feelings of bad occurrences do come up, I do wish that I would be more numb to them or forget them.
I don't. That's just my opinion, but I don't think there's any way to make them go away or something. You can work on dealing with them better. That's one thing you can do. There's few exercises
Drinking
I
is
know,
more
but
dealing with.
yeah, honestly, that's not my that side is not my. I don't know enough to treat that. Honestly, I'm not more the mechanical doctor. Let's say it. There are people far more suited that you could and probably should talk to.
Well, thank you. Well, no, really. No words can describe my gratefulness towards you. And I'm happy to be your
You're
friend.
welcome. Is it? Might even like you as a
Sort of.
vampire. My first vampire friend.
That sounds like a great novel book for young adults.
For kids, my first vampire friend.
Yeah, maybe we can make some money off this story. Cool. Calling my publisher.
Yeah, and by the end of the 2 days, Miles is never ever resting in one place. He's always walking around, doing things, using his limbs and his tongue and his face and his everything that he's gotten. And you rarely see him rest. Like he's not resting. He's using it all.
I see. Ah.
All right. Well,
Um,
I suggest let's go take a quick break here.
Yep.
Sure.
Come
Yeah.
back
Yep.
in
Yep.
literally 5 minutes. we're back. All right. So yeah, some time has passed. Miles, you got fixed as much as you can, at least physically. So let's put it that way. You basically get a notification again from the Baron that whenever at your earliest convenience, love to have a conversation with Miles person. But you do not have to rush it. If you need more time to rehabilitate, please do that. Meanwhile, we will appreciate any further assistance offer us. Yeah, basically, if you want to spend some time like looting, searching for stuff, you're welcome to do that. If you want to go for that conversation, you're welcome to do that. Oh, right. Another thing I forgot to mention, but that should have been mentioned, is you found another cube, the book cube, amongst trash on your ship.
This is with the necromancy book
good.
we have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
We restored it. Good.
Yeah. It was like, you think that they thought it was trash, like some metal trash, so they didn't take it off your ship. It was like some crap in the engine room. So, but you found it.
Okay. Yeah, let's go for the talk.
Right.
Let's have the talk.
So, Miles, when a man
not
and a
you,
woman
it's me.
loves each other very, very much. With a mommy vampire and a puppy vampire. Alright, yeah, so you accept the invitation from Baron Akoya, and I'm gonna say he suggests that you have the talk on his ship, but just to avoid the bad memories associated with basically the station. But if you do not wish to travel, he understands.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with his ship.
So his ship wasn't docked anywhere. It was like along with two more troop ships, kind of like chilling in distance. So you do need to like get a bit of maneuvering, get some help from Lance, get your ship over there. Fable by now has been completely like 6 hit points. Level of hull has been restored by now. But yeah, you maneuver Fable over there to his just pleasure yacht of a free merchant, and not quite dock, but align the ships enough that you can like, get from ship to another without much trouble. I assume you do. With Baron awaiting you on the other side. He does have some human crew on his ship, or more like his ship is human crewed, or like not human crewed, living crewed. Because not everybody there has to be human, obviously. But he waits for you to transfer and basically... Captain Ruba, it is good to see you. Walking among the living one more time.
Indeed, I am also glad to see myself walking again.
What more appropriate moment to finally shake your hand?
Yeah, he shakes it.
Shakes.
And
Strong.
yeah, I'll go.
Agree.
Yeah, I'll go also strong. Like I want to see if I have strength in me left.
Yeah, his strong grip grips your limp noodle of a hand with your 10 strength or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not strong. I'm just charismatic.
Would you care to enter my ship? We have some more appropriate waters sight for a heart-to-heart conversation.
Of course, my pleasure.
You get inside, you get seated, you get offered some refreshments, snacks. Barnacle goes, Mr. Aruba, I have been waiting to have this conversation with you for many, many months by now. I have never had a chance to properly thank you for what you and your crew have done here for the benefit of the Red Order and our friendship with the people of Orella.
Of course. Well, you know, it was, I think it was anything an ordinary crew that would come along would do.
I would strongly disagree. Many had the opportunity to undertake the tasks that you did, but nobody took them. The piracy of the Union has escaped our attention for way too long. The publicity you have brought to it by capturing their members and bringing them to Orella has allowed me to notice this conspiracy and be prepared to uproot it with the best of outcomes possible for our people. And while I have originally commissioned that task through our friend Elijah, I did not say thank you in person for what you have done in salvaging the dishonorable remains of our compatriot. That was a job cleanly done. And on behalf of Red Order, I thank you for your service.
My pleasure. I'm not really up to date with the news, but what currently is the state of Arello?
What is indeed the state of Arella, as actually let me just use this moment, as I completely forgotten, to just give you a rundown on the news that have happened basically over like the last week and that you've been receiving slowly. So obviously whatever Melty has been doing over here has been fucked and completely dismantled. The, let's say, cadre of Red Order lawyers and other legal people that have been brought along by Baron Okoye have tried to go after Union presence on Orella. Like they had basically like shipping combines that most likely have brought Melty here. They just said, what? Who? I have no idea what you're talking about, and have fucked off. Just left.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, on Orella, the government is continuing to tighten the screws on the population. They have sent previously recruited mercenaries after the Green Front. Have dealt severe damage to them, but even mercenaries, after receiving certain orders that went a bit too far, have said, okay, like, terrorists, yes, saboteurs, yes, but here we'll draw the line, and basically also refuse to go any further. So it's a bit of a stalemate right now. Arca is prospering. The industry has restarted fully after the hurricane has passed. Like previously mentioned in the news, like new tech construction or factory, whatever, on Astonis is working at full capacity. So good money going over there. And yeah, that's about all of the news you would have heard publicly.
Anything about Thessaly?
Thessaly?
And yeah, well, it was previously yellow, and for a long time now it's not. But we haven't heard any news about that.
Thessaly. No news about.
Okay. May I ask, what are your plans for Aurello? Last I heard, you left because of, well, various reasons, and then you came back, and I'm a bit confused.
For generations, I have served as an ambassador on Aurello, trying to bridge the gap between our people. By now, I am treating the people of Aurello as my people in hell. They have been able to remain independent for longer than many other systems could. But it is obvious that the Union will stand at no crime to force them to join their territory. And when putting aside the well-being of the people of Aurello, we simply cannot let the Union to further block our transportation routes and encroach upon the territory of the Order. We have really no means or intention to claim the island as our land. I believe that after I can bring Meltadis to Aurello and show his crimes to the people, their eyes will open and they will see that we are not their enemy. Me and Elijah have been working for many years on this plan, and he has sacrificed almost as much as you have to make this activity possible. The people of Aurello must know that some people in their government are not the same as the rest. There are those who order troops upon their people, and there are those like Elijah who think long term and are working for the benefit of the citizens. Now it shall become apparent that I believe that Elijah is completely capable of restructuring Aurello government to make it more transparent and bring in the people. Hopefully that will do a lot. Disperse any prejudice they might have against, well, my kind, even if it will take a generation or two. So long as they no longer see us as the enemy, I am more than satisfied with the outcome of this operation. And time will let us prove to them that we are indeed friends. That is why I came here, not with the warships, but with the hospital ships. Aurello really needs our help during this war. The damage to their infrastructure is extensive, and it is simply not handling the amount of wounded and hurt that are appearing every single day. The plan is the same as it has always been. Be the best. I wanna say people, but, well, I am not really a person. By the grace of His Majesty, we, and I mean the nobility of the Order, have been given an incredible duty. I intend completely to see it through. That is my...
What's an insight roll in this game?
No, just wisdom.
No, just wisdom. Okay. Oof. Never mind.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Whatever I was about to ask.
No.
never mind.
No. You know that generally each vampire has some sort of a vice, some sort of an obsession. Like for some
Yeah.
it can be alcohol, for some it can be pretty people, for some it can be war. You start getting a feeling that Baron McCoy, like, there's a reason why he was chosen to be an ambassador. Like, his obsession must have something to do with mortals, basically. There is obviously, like, half of the words he's saying is what you expect to hear from a politician.
A politician, yeah.
But there is deep belief in how he said it. Or at least that's the opinion you make.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to hear. I assume that you didn't call me here only to thank me, though.
Offering my gratitude has been a great part of inviting you here. It is unbecoming of a noble to not repay their benefactors. And as a person, I was very curious in seeing the son of the ruler on his quest. Hearing your name from Elijah has been a great joy for me for the future of our upcoming generation. As a noble myself, I find great pride in seeing your work. I did have a question for you, however. You must have made certain assumptions about the reasons I have given the task of dismantling the compound of a renegade vampire. Yes?
Indeed. One of our first missions, if I'm not mistaken.
You see, the as he has escaped from the Order to start whatever little operation he was planning, he has stolen a cultural artifact of our people. Sadly, we have not been able to retrieve it from him when he was captured. As you might have heard, his minions have been destroyed before we could properly interrogate them. Frankly, great misstep on our part. But have you perhaps during your salvaging encountered something? A journal or a diary?
What exactly is this artifact?
Is I suppose, even a prehistorical artifact for our people. We consider the creation of the empire as the start of history.
Preceding the Emperor?
Yes, I believe it depicts events of the ancient vampire society. I am afraid I myself has not informed about its contents aside from a valuable treasure.
Would it be magical in nature?
Perhaps anything that survived from those times, enchanted in one way or the other, simply by the nature of unenchanted items surviving the eons have passed. It is a journal.
I have encountered such a book written in ancient Nevaka, but since I can't read that, I was hoping once the opportunity arises to fly back to my family for them to read it for me, since, as I mentioned, I cannot read it. I will mention that our character who lifted it first, Aether, and then she got like blasted by it or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I will mention, however, that it was extremely dangerous and hurtful to one of my former crewmates. Though an anomaly, when I touched it, nothing really happened. But it did inflict a lot of inflict wounds upon her.
Ah, I see. Hence your question whether it could have been enchanted.
Indeed.
That could have been the trap left by its thief, ensured to protect it from would-be takers. But my heart rejoices with the news you have brought to me today. For I have been tasked with its retrieval, and I was going grey in my hair thinking about how I am to search for it. I was already preparing an expedition to the plane of water to try and dive for the remains of the compound. It is good that I have thought to ask you.
Indeed. It seems luck was on your side. Though I am interested in the contents of this specific journal.
I would not dare to read it myself. The task has come from way above my pay grade, and I am a messenger, and I intend to return it back to the royal family to be shown to them all, wherever they put those artifacts.
Add a character question. Would asking him to come along to Miles's parents? Wait, no. Let me rephrase that. Would asking him, I want to know what's inside. I'm gonna give it to my parents to read it for me first, and then I'll give it to you. Would that seem a far-fetched idea? A rude, perhaps?
Give me
Being
another
rude because
insight
it.
check.
Okay. Oh, that's actually good.
Alright. So, yeah, I didn't even take out my dice. Wonderful. Funny.
And also, would this be sufficient, the retrieval of this artifact, for Miles to be an honorable member and thus be eligible to becoming a vampire? This plus the pirates thing, whatever.
So you start thinking about it, and the line of interrogation that Akoya has put towards you, and couple thoughts. This is more valuable than I thought. It would have been really good for me and my family if I managed to sneak it back home. No way this is a cultural artifact only. And then you go like, fuck, he baited me in showing my hand. And you get the feeling that like chances of him hurting you or killing you are really low. For various reasons. Because you're a fellow noble, because you're a countryman, because he does seem to like you, but you get feeling at this point it's not about being able to preserve the book anymore. but more about how much you can try and get for it. And you will have to walk the line between asking for a sensible reward and being rude enough to anger him out of whatever kindness you have earned with him. Because he is still a vampire.
Yeah, I know.
And
He's a baron.
Yes. Which is not much. He is a vampire. A full-blown adult vampire.
Yeah. Okay. Wait a second. Let me adjust my setting. Baron. I assume you know of my family's tradition. Do you not?
I have had the chance to study your family's eugenics treatise, yes.
Indeed. And I believe that the combination of whatever aspired here would not be enough in my family's eyes to deem me honorable for the title or for the transformation, the kiss. And I would ask you if you would be so kind to escort me back to my home island, in order to show my family that I have found this artifact and that it is enough for them to see me honorable on that standing.
Give me a talk check.
This is negotiation, right? Rerolling ones.
Oh, you get to reroll.
So talking, good. I'm good with that. Rerolling that one.
Mm-hmm. Into 6, let's go. Plus
Yes!
5. Oh, 14?
14. Okay, whew, saved that. Come on, Silver Tongue, do your work.
Believe me when I say that I understand the situation you are in. And if my personal recount of your achievements would help your family see you for the great son you are, I will make sure, as soon as the situation on Aurelio has stabilized, to come visit your family and regale them with the tales of your achievements. But this artifact is valuable beyond yours or mine understanding. It is simply not mine to give. I have been tasked with returning it to His Majesty's treasury as quickly as possible. Understand that that is not an order I can negotiate around, not even for a good friend that I hope you will be.
Damn, even a 14 didn't work.
Wouldn't say that.
I'd say you work very well.
What if... Well, I appreciate that, and of course I understand your predicament. And I know this might seem a bit presumptuous, but how How fast and willing are you to actually leave certain businesses on Aredo behind for a few days in order to accompany me to Nachthafen?
Well, I am certain that myself and Elijah will be able to establish some sort of a cooperative government in, I do not know, the next, perhaps half a decade or so. Elijah himself is rather impatient about receiving the award you have promised him, which was frankly very reckless of you. So give a promise that you know you cannot.
And I would like it to be known only to us here, if you would be so inclined. But
Elijah
only
is
in...
a highly discreet individual. We can rely on his support for times to come. Not yet prepared to join our rank, as neither are you. But the achievements those accrued tell me that you would not have to wait for how long.
So, how long did he say that I'll have to wait in order for him to come by
3 years, 4 years, 5 years. He's a vampire.
He's a vampire, that's the problem.
That's a very big problem. Like, if there's one thing that Red Order and Soldian have in common, is like
Time.
their plot takes decades.
And I'm in the predicament of actually going there right now myself.
Well, it would have been a gamble to hide the book away from the Baron. Gamble you didn't take, for better or for worse.
Mm-hmm. So waiting 3 to 4 years for him to come and testify that I found this, whatever.
Well,
and it's not going to do shit.
Common person.
Yeah, and it's not going to do shit. Fuck.
It will do something. Endorsement by House of Vampires is valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but for 3-4 years. No, but the item is not going to the family.
Sadly.
I fucked that up. How do you call it? Flashback. I'm not telling him about it. No, just kidding.
Flashback. You are telling him about it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I am to believe that you are, once I transport this artifact to you, that you are to live at once to the king, emperor.
Let me just say that I will ensure it will be transported to the Emperor's.
Could I accompany you, or is that a...
Accompany me to... where?
Are you not delivering this to the Emperor's men? Or to the Emperor himself, directly?
I only wish that I could get an audience with His Majesty. But no, it will be picked up by one of his curators, I believe.
Question: Who's in the Silver Pinnacle? I know Zardos is on the material plane, but who's in the Silver Pinnacle? On the toxic one.
No. The toxic one is in Auric Bastion, Dracul. That's the capital, basically.
Dracul. That's them. Who?
That's
a seat of power, I know.
It is yes and no. There is technically no single ruler of the Red Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a feudal extension of the empire. So basically, your family and others have been given fiefdoms in the plane of air to control in the name of the emperor. So basically, your family controls Nachtschafen, vampire. I'm struggling to pronounce the word correctly. One moment. Martianess controls Lamia, and Karakazor and Dracul are mostly gatherings of barons and other small orders that use those places for their adventuring or whatever other purposes. It's Baron Okoy himself, the fact that he's a baron means that he doesn't have a big fief. He's not a governor. He simply has an analog of a castle and some troops.
Would my parents outrank him?
Yes. Yes and no. The rank of a technically your parents are not counts. They are grafs, because Germanic word for that. Same as Lamia is not Marchioness but a Margrave, but whatever. I'm gonna use English terms because they're known better. Technically, the rank of a count is higher than the rank of a baron, but the issue is that barons are usually appointed by the emperor and given those castles by the emperor. So there are a couple ruling systems where it's a vassal of my vassal is my vassal, but here's more a vassal of my vassal is not my vassal, it's his vassal. So that their rank is lower, so in a card or in a court or in a meeting or in a ball, they would he would have to be polite to your parents, and he won't be able to approach them before they approach him. But both him and your parents gain power from the emperor directly more. And your parents themselves have some barons in your territories that control smaller outposts and cities and so on.
So there's no way I could turn this around and say I have already notified my parents that I'm bringing this to them, and they already have the proper arrangements or something.
Try, but then you will be putting yourself at risk, because right now your noble position is extremely tentative.
Yeah.
You're technically like a vampire knight and a non-vampire knight is very different.
Yeah, I'm just a normal knight.
You're just a normal knight.
Just a normal knight. Living in a lonely world. Okay.
But you will become a knight to remember.
Ask what's her face. She knows. Sure, I think there's nothing I can benefit more than this.
Up to you.
Trying to think.
You are apparently very good at talking.
I mean, Miles is. And a bit too much.
I mean, you can explain me what you want in, out of character and then roll for it. See how well that goes. If you don't want to, roleplay it. You can just like describe to me what you want to achieve, like the outcome you want, and roll for it, and see if the Baron agrees with it.
Well, we have ways to take pictures and videos and photos or whatever, right?
HomePods.
Uh,
Well,
We have cameras.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is not going to be with the Baron. I'm going to give him the thing because that's tough luck for me. I spilled the beans. However, okay, never mind. Well, when we finish the talk, I'll go and do some stuff.
Right. So basically, like, Baron is waiting patiently for you to process this information. So
Yes. Right. So organize a exchange of hands, I guess.
well, is the artifact in your possession at the moment?
Fuck, Dan. Shit. Ah.
What?
I mean, you already said it at this point.
He knows I saw it.
Yeah, but you just said let's get an exchange of hands. Just started that.
Well, yes, that's it. But then I can play it. Oh yeah, I actually, I actually have it in Volos somewhere. I don't know. Ah. Am I a gambler?
Just putting it out there, Baron Okoye is not a sadist at all.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna do what Melty did to me.
Nope.
Yeah, basically I'm the Markiplier gift right now. Sure, let's go for all the beans.
I have no idea
why,
what you
yeah.
mean by that, but
I'm trying to sell them out of character. I'm gonna say what,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna say it in character. But I'm trying to say we know where it is.
Mhm.
It is in safekeeping in someplace else,
Mhm.
and it would take some time to go to that system and back, or wherever he wants, in order to bring it.
Okay. Roll a talk check.
I am lying. That's what I'm doing.
I know that you're lying. Well, if anything, Baron is consistent.
Fucking rolls.
No one.
Alright.
No, this is not a negotiation, but yeah.
Sure.
Even if it was, no rerolls. Any cool thing I can know? Diplomat? No, not really. No.
I was going like, Shiny, come look, my character's gonna be killed again.
Yeah.
Baron
I'm a terrible.
rubs
a
his
terrible,
chin. I see. That is indeed a regrettable circumstance. But where is this book located? I must send my servants to retrieve it immediately. Considering your recent transportation route, I hope you have not stored it in the Sol Union territory.
There are a few complications involved, and let me think for a second.
Sure.
I need time to think out a character.
Yeah. Would you like to call a friend? Ask the audience?
Yes, everybody. What do you think?
Still have your audience, Joker?
I don't know how to convince him. I don't know how bad this is. Like, what the benefits of just being on the side of him is.
Since he seems to be buying it, you could go with they entrusted it to the monks on Chalkidiki, who are a personal friend of my friends, and they are unlikely to give it out if it's not us
to Red
getting
Order.
it.
Yeah,
it seems like something that should
But
be run
it's,
by Winnell very clearly.
Yeah, it's
It seems very connected to him and his, his family and shit. Good though, at the same time.
Yeah, I'll go. Sure, yeah, I'll go with that.
Go for broke.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
All out.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically, trying to sell him the idea that it's on the Helios system. Is Winnell's order on Kalkidiki?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's we kept it there safe, and we need. Of course, they don't take lightly of red orders, but red order people. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to sell.
Another top check.
Mm-hmm.
Diplomat helps you with negotiation or...
Diplomat here. Let me... okay.
You're likely to roll higher, so that's good.
Gain talk as a bonus skill. You speak all the languages, and you can learn them, and reroll ones on any skill check dice related to negotiation or diplomacy.
Well, at this point, I'm gonna count this more as negotiating for your life than
for my life. Else. Sure.
Sure, roll me. And I'm gonna roll as well.
Okay, no ones, but
Baron's so consistent. Jeez.
Double sixes all the time.
I think consistently low.
No. He's not rolling badly. It's just like same number but different dice
combination. 7. Always 7.
I mean, 7 is the most common roll on
number
2d6. You know, like it's also like when you play something like Monopoly, like depending on this, like some places on the field are more likely to be like entered than the others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I knew all the maths, but I was so unlucky. Okay. The Baron frowns. I cannot blame you for making that decision, not knowing the importance of the journal. But we cannot allow it to remain this close to the Union seat of power. I have heard rumors about the rectifiers of Kalkidiki. Reassuring rumors. But given an order, even they will not be able to oppose the Union. I see the conundrum. While certainly be impossible for me, and my known associates to retrieve that book on our own.
Perfect. Perfect.
I fear, my young friend, that once again the order must request your service. To travel there post haste and bring that book back.
Indeed.
I fear the horrible things that the Union and their mages can do with such a precious artifact of our past. to twist its nature and the knowledge contained within.
I understand. This is of the utmost importance, and I shall go there at once.
Yes.
Roll me one last stock check.
We
to
get
see
what
if
we
she believes
want.
you.
We keep him as a friend. Perfect. It's going
You're not
great.
keeping him as a friend as
It's
soon as you give it
great.
to the parents. Oh,
Yes, motherfucker!
Okay. Good.
Oh yeah.
Because
I
I
rolled
rolled-
very high.
But I'm good at talking.
Well, so is he, but apparently none of you are very good at finding lies.
Yeah.
So, it's like two master manipulators who just can't read people.
excellent combination.
It's like put a cleric in the room and he's like, seriously? Like, seriously?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Son of truth, these two boys.
Yeah. Very well. I lost to impart this task upon you so soon after your recovery, and I have hoped to receive the help of your crew, salvaging the compound of Hades. I will make sure to keep some reward stored away for your eventual return. Your ship is fast as your pilot is killed.
Indeed,
I
and
hope
he
you
is very
will
sweet.
return before we are even finished.
I shall try my best. Question. The Fable has a drive 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, what does that mean in terms of travel?
What
We can
does
jump.
it mean?
What does it mean?
It means we can jump 2 hexes.
2 hexes.
Yes.
Yes.
And
And
it doesn't
each
need to be
hex-
connected.
Exactly. And
yes.
each hex takes 3 days.
Well, the problem is from
But I
Shitter
can go faster. Yes, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Wait a moment. I think.
But if you want to go down, you have the issue
Yes.
that we need to go all the way around. Like we could basically need to go back to Collis. Now even there we can't pass.
We can't. It's 3
Wait,
hexes
wait.
away.
This
If
is
you
the only
trim
way.
your route, wait a moment. Because like trimming your route allows you to do something.
Yeah, then it's treated as 1 level higher, but I doubt that makes it capable of jumping.
Oh
3
no,
hexes.
it's rating 1 higher for the purpose of speed,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Only how
but
fast you
not
travel.
the range. Yes. So yeah.
there, it's literally
Basically,
0
if
ways.
you go into Soul territory, unless you buy a rank 3 drive, you cannot travel to Order. Shitterilin is the only way, and basically that's why Shitterilin is so important. Because, like, even a rank 3 drive is very expensive, very hard to install, and most ships just don't have the means to get it.
And installing it takes a long time, right?
Not really. It's more about the cost of it, and not even the cost,
Depends
but
on
more
the
like the
ship
power
size, too.
consumption. Yeah. Like
How
for
much
If
your
it's a
Just
larger
ship-
ship, it's very expensive, but on ours,
yeah.
it's okay.
Like on your ship, it's what it costs 200k to upgrade.
Wait, we have that. No?
Means it takes 8 days to install in a proper dock, but it will double your power and space consumption.
Yeah, we don't have the. Though to be fair, currently with Bobby not being around, all of our mods have broken down.
Not yet, but they will break soon. Yes.
Yeah.
And like you need basically, you can actually like if you want to, or more like if you want to, you can recruit like an NPC here or travel or Dorel. I don't know. Like enough people have been rescued here all of them are specialists. Like finding an engineer here is not impossible to at least maintain your mods, but finding somebody of Bobby's skill would be not as
Don't
easy.
Wait,
I
are we
think
not taking Bobby with us?
at least one breaks down though? Like, because I think one of the mods is difficulty 2.
Is it? Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know
think
about that.
I need to check between sessions.
I mean, you're taking him, but Bobby, like, I can't make you log Bobby's body around and say, okay, that's taking up your 6th crew member. He's currently basically, like, doesn't count for the purpose of supply.
Supplies.
The suit is supplying him.
Okay. No, I was asking that more about, like, he's rejoining, right? That's... Like, leaving him here is not an option.
No, I mean, I don't think you're leaving him, but, like, actually, like, Baron would say, alright, like, I will make sure that your ship is supplied, I will make sure that your friend is, I assume you want him back on your ship, so I'll transfer him to your ship as quickly as possible. I'm like, Doc, and we'll do that. Yada, 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 any supplies you need to travel, go for it. Though, let me check. I don't think... See, yeah, like their ships. Yeah, he can't refuel you with his ships because they don't have the necessary fitting to refuel other ships. So you will have to travel to refuel somewhere. But
I mean, that's no issue. We need to travel to the edge anywhere where we can refuel.
Yeah. Also, if Bobby is not around, like if you get a fix 1 engineer, your armor is gonna go down.
The only thing, the volley capacitors are also fixed too.
Yeah, volley capacity is fixed too, and
so those are gonna break.
Oh, and what is the second one?
The emergency thruster boost should be fine. That's fix 1.
Yes, no, but what was it, like some custom mounting or whatever?
Specialized mounting.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's also fix 1.
Okay, that's the one. So so you lose your armor. No, you don't lose your armor. Armor just goes down. And you lose your...
And we lose the thrust, the
volley capacitors.
Volley capacitors,
yeah. Like, I'm not gonna take away the reinforced armor from you, like, because, like, the Electronic Engineer is gone. I'm just gonna say that, basically, like, if you get a fix 1 engineer, it's gonna go down to, like, 1. Not... Which does make it this mod shitty, but...
It's okay.
Also, like, again, like, the thing is, like, basically, like, you can find a henchman, like, at whatever your feat allows you to do, and henchman is free, and henchman is gonna do whatever you do, no matter if you forget them in a hole or not. You can hire NPCs, you can go and find a fix 2 engineer, it's just that they're gonna have morale, they're gonna ask you for money every day, and they're really not gonna follow you into combat, and if you treat them like shit, they're gonna leave. Like, hell, you can go back to Collis and ask Oscar if he want to go on an adventure. He's a really good engineer.
Could I make him a hench?
No.
No. I could have up to 2 currently. Next level, I can have 3.
Well, the problem is basically that...
The ship size, yeah.
Not the ship size, but more like that your foci at level 1 only allows you, like, low level...
Peaceful humans from the Xenobeastry section. Most henchmen will be yeah, they're not super skilled. They have like a +1 in something.
Yeah, like level 2 allows you to make faithful henchmen out of skilled and highly capable NPC.
Yeah.
After you do them a favor. Like right now you can hire them, but they won't be faithful henchmen, they will be hired help. You definitely should get another NPC.
Let's get an engineering henchman for now.
Well, I will expect their name, last name, description, and short personality by next session. Hey, you
know me, Dan. You know me, Dan. I always deliver on time.
Well, you know me.
Yeah, always disappointed in me. Okay. Yeah, so that's the talk. We're gonna have to go and have a henchman. And then I'll have to talk with my crew. So,
Right.
Can I be on the ship talking to my crew now?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, crew. Listen up.
For you.
And I look everywhere to see if anyone's listening. And we have some sort of predicament, and I fill them in on whatever has aspired with the Baron and that the shenanigans that I'm trying to pull off. Any voices, ideas would be very appreciated right now.
I do have an idea.
I'm all ears.
You remember my dad is captaining a ship over in the Soul Union? I'm not sure if it's capable of jumps, but we could maybe just hire or rent a different ship for a trip down to your home. We'd have to leave the Fable though. On the other hand, I think with Winnell's help, it wouldn't be very hard for us to not get recognized, I'd say. But, I mean, you know the Baron's gonna remember this, yeah?
Indeed. With all due respect to the Baron, I have a more close family to care for. And this seems a lot more useful in my family's hands than in his Baron's hands.
Well, I'm just gonna put it out there. We could also give it to my parents. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Aren't you Batman?
I don't know.
You'd better off be Batman.
You don't know.
I always come up with a long.
I don't
tree
know.
line that I need.
You roll for everything.
Parent status.
Let's
Batman.
see if your parents are alive. Rollies.
I mean, well, considering Tal at least eventually gave me information on his parents. You didn't. Oh.
I did. After months.
Yeah?
With pictures.
I mean, I'm gonna. If you think this is a wise idea, I don't think it's a wise idea. If you want to do this, sure.
Let's start with going to getting all the shit done. So getting henchmen, refueling, and jumping. And getting Bobby on the ship, of course. But yeah, we could fast forward to that.
Right. So, long story short, you do all your business. You resupply, so you can actually get your supply 60. You get a henchman, which you will give me a description later. You get Bobby on the ship, transport him to the med bay. Like, you don't put him on a bed, he doesn't really need it. He's more like a mannequin in the med bay, scraping
A
the
power
ceiling.
suit standing
Like,
up.
you literally have to bring him in because he's heavy. Like, you get a feeling he with the power suit he weighs around 300 kilograms right now, and his head is basically scraping the ceiling because your ceiling is 2.5 meters, and he is basically 2.5 meters in this power. He counts as a large creature in this power suit, by the way. But at least in the med bay you can hook him up to power, you can hook him up to water and so on, and he's gonna be
Question:
A-okay,
what day is it?
It is
Still the 22nd
I'm
or
gonna say
later?
23rd. I assume Miles went the
Okay.
next day when he learned how to walk. Right? Yada yada yada. And let's just say this is where we're gonna end while you think through your decisions and tell them to me, and I prepare for them a little bit more. Because apparently we're going on a wild goose chase.
Why do I have to put wrenches in our plans